Take two. So I got this email, and it says, I'm kind of confused with life. I'm very privileged. I would never say I have a particularly hard or sad life, but sometimes I start questioning what the point of it all is, to the point where I start thinking about the pros and cons of just dying right now. Is this normal? I just don't really understand why I have to go through all of the stress and struggle and sadness life brings when I don't even know what the end outcome will be. I always hear people saying it gets better, but how could it possibly be worth it? Those are big old questions. And I had not intended on sharing this here, but I think most people that are watching that, if there's a few people that don't know, I'll share it. My husband of 8 years, diagnosed with cancer September last year and passed away February 4th of this year. So these questions of the stress and the struggle and the sadness and how can it possibly be worth it, hit home. And that's why I wanted to stop what I was doing today and do this post. Hopefully this is not too tinged by my emotional state right now. It's worth it because the little things are worth it. And I'm sort of a big picture person. I like big ideas and big production and, big overarching ideas and philosophy and that kind of stuff. And I'm not one, I don't really like minutia. I don't like details. So it's kind of funny that I'm saying that the joy and what makes it worth it is in the small stuff. But it really is. You hear people that have kids say this all the time, but to hear my kids giggling when they're playing with each other, awesome. Best sound. One of the best sounds in the whole world. I used to sing for a band that brought me a tremendous amount of joy. I think I'm one of those people, I think that we were put here for a purpose. I mean, there's nothing on this earth that isn't useful. You look at the ecosystems in rainforests and the ecosystems in soil and, we have a purpose. We are doing something. And you have to discover what that is. And I think when you discover that through the process of growing up and figuring out what your passions are in life, you're going to realize that it's worth it. I think we all kind of sold a bill of goods in the, sort of, I guess, religiously more than anything else, that if you just did everything right, life would be perfect. So the whole Adam and Eve fall from grace. If we hadn't done that, then everything would be great. And I don't necessarily believe that. Life is hard, and excuse my French, but shit happens. People get sick. 38-year-old husbands die and leave their wife and their kids behind. And there's not a reason for it. And I can never understand why there would be. But you have to deal with it because there are people that you meet and things you get to do and experiences you get to have and the small, amazing minutia that you experience that do make it worth it. It's those moments of joy, of laughing your head off with your best friend and you have no idea what you're laughing at. It does make it worth it. But I also think, based on this email, asking yourself the question, what do you think happens when we die? I mean, what did you say? What the end outcome will be? The end outcome is going to be largely based on how you deal with life, not what happens to you. It's not about what happens to you. It's about how you deal with it. I think we're about to have a visitor, so I'm going to have to go. Come here.
Who's that?
Miss Priss is up from her nap. So I'll continue this, do another blog a little later. Bye.
Bye.